Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abubakar. I am a student of Rayhan Lawal High School, and today's my topic is conscious tracing the evolution of awareness.
Walaikum assalam, Abu Bakr. It sounds like you're diving back into consciousness and awareness. I'm ready when you are. What's the first thing on your mind for this topic?
My first question is, what does the word conscious mean?
At its simplest, being conscious means you're awake and aware. It's that internal sense of I am, the ability to experience things like the smell of coffee or the feeling of a breeze and actually know that you're experiencing them. Does that make sense, or are you looking for something a bit more technical?
Okay, my next question is, what is the difference between being awake and being conscious?
That's a great distinction to make. Think of being awake as the on switch. It's your physical state of alertness. You can be awake, like when you're staring blankly at a wall or operating on autopilot while brushing your teeth, without being fully conscious of the moment. Being conscious is more about the quality of that experience. It's the active awareness of your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings. You can be awake, but not fully conscious, like in a daydream, but you generally can't be truly conscious if you're not awake. Does that help clear it up?
Okay, my next question is, what is consciousness important for human?
It's pretty much the core of what makes us human. Without it, we wouldn't have a sense of identity, memories, or the ability to make choices. It's what allows you to feel empathy for another person or imagine a future that doesn't exist yet. Basically, it turns existence into an actual experience rather than just a series of biological reactions. Do you think some types of consciousness are more important than others?
Okay, my next question is, do you think animals are conscious?
I definitely do. While they might not reflect on their existence the way we do, animals clearly feel pain, joy, and fear. They have goals, they solve problems, and they form deep bonds. It's more of a spectrum than a yes or no thing. A dog's consciousness is different from a bee's, which is different from ours. Do you think there's a specific animal that seems almost human in how they're aware?
Okay, my next question is,
I'm listening.
can can babies can be conscious before they learn to speak?
Absolutely. Language is just a tool we use to describe our experiences, but the experience itself happens first. A baby doesn't need to know the word hunger or love to feel them or to recognize their parent's face and feel a connection. They're absorbing the world through their senses and reacting to it long before they can put it into words. It's a more raw sensory kind of awareness. Do you think we lose some of that instinctive awareness as we grow up and start relying more on language?
Okay, my next question is, how do we become aware of our surrounding?
It all starts with your senses. Your eyes, ears, nose, skin, and tongue are like scouts, constantly gathering data from the world and sending it to your brain. Your brain then stitches all those separate signals together into one big coherent picture. But the real magic is how your brain filters it. You're probably not consciously aware of the feeling of your socks on your feet right now until I mentioned it because your brain decides what's actually important to notice. Do you think our senses ever lie to us about what's actually there?
Okay, my next question is, what is self-awareness?
Self awareness is like taking a step back from your own life and becoming the observer. It's the ability to recognize yourself as an individual separate from everyone else. While consciousness is just experiencing the world, self awareness is knowing that you are the one doing the experiencing. It's the difference between feeling angry and thinking, I am feeling angry right now. Do you think it's possible to be too self-aware?
What is self-awareness?
We actually just touched on this, but I'm happy to dive deeper. It's that moment you realize you aren't just a part of the world, but a person observing it. Like when you look in a mirror and know that the reflection is you and not some other stranger. Does that make it clear, or was there a different angle you were wondering about?
Okay, my next question is what makes human different from animal?
It's a huge debate, but I think it comes down to the why and the when. Animals are mostly living in the present, reacting to what's happening right now. Humans have this unique ability to travel in time with our minds. We can obsess over a mistake we made 3 years ago or plan exactly where we wanna be in a decade. We don't just experience our lives, we tell ourselves a story about who we are and what our lives mean. Do you think that Mm,
Okay, my next question is what make human good? How does the brain help us become conscious?
those are 2 very different but equally deep questions. To your first point, I think what makes a human good is often found in empathy, the choice to act for the benefit of someone else, even when there's nothing in it for you. It's that bridge between just being aware of another person's pain and actually deciding to do something about it. As for the brain, the transition to consciousness is one of the biggest mysteries in science. Most believe it happens through emergent properties, basically. When billions of neurons connect in a complex enough network, the result isn't just electrical signals anymore, but an actual experience of being alive. Do you think being a good person is something we're born with, or is it a skill we have to learn? You're still with me? I might have gone a bit too deep there. Do you have another question for your presentation, or are you taking a breather?
Okay, my next question is can a person be conscious while dreaming?
Yes. And that's where things get really interesting. Most of the time, we're just along for the ride in our dreams, accepting whatever wild logic happens. But then you have lucid dreaming, where you suddenly realize, wait, I'm dreaming, and you can actually take control of the experience. It's like waking up while you're still asleep. Have you ever had a dream where you knew it wasn't real while it was happening?
Okay, my next question is why do people have different thought and feeling?
That's a bit of a pivot, but with you. It really comes down to a mix of geography, history, and culture. People eat what the land around them provides, which is why you'll find different staples like rice, corn, or wheat, depending on where you are in the world. Then you add in religion, trade, and personal taste, and you end up with this incredible variety of cuisines. Do you think food is more about survival for most people, or is it more about identity?
Okay, my next question is can meditation improve consciousness?
I believe it can. Um, Meditation is basically like gym for your awareness. Instead of just letting your thoughts run wild, you're training yourself to notice them without getting swept away by them. It helps you move from that autopilot mode we talked about earlier into a state of being more present and intentional. Do you think you'd be more focused if you practiced it, or does the idea of sitting still feel a bit too boring?